Have you ever looked up one day and realized that you don't even know what you like anymore? And I don't mean like your favorite restaurant or your favorite color. I mean you. The things that make you, you. Because if I'm being honest, I don't think I realized I'd lost myself until after my divorce. And here's the crazy part. I don't think the divorce is where I lost myself. I think the divorce is where I finally realized that I'd been gone for a really long time. I think a lot of people imagine losing themselves as this huge dramatic moment. Like one day you wake up and suddenly you're just a completely different person. But that wasn't my experience. I lost myself slowly, quietly, one compromise at a time. Day after day, I started seeing little shift by little shift. You don't lose yourself overnight. Now, I don't think anybody wakes up and just decides, you know what, today is the day. I'm gonna just abandon myself completely. It doesn't happen like that. It starts with little things. You stop speaking up because you don't want another argument. You stop suggesting restaurants because I don't care feels easier. You stop wearing something just because somebody made a comment about it once or twice or all the time. You stop spending time with friends because it's become inconvenient, or because you don't want to have to explain when they ask you, how are things going at home? You stop laughing as loudly, you stop dreaming as boldly, or you start hiding your dreams. None of those things feel significant on their own, but eventually you look up and you realize that you've been editing yourself for so long that you don't even remember the last time the original version of yourself emerged. And what's scary is that people will often praise you for it. Wow, she's so easygoing. You're so accommodating. You never complain. Meanwhile, you're disappearing. I really thought I was being a good wife. One of the hardest things for me to admit is that I genuinely believed I was doing the right thing. I wasn't trying to betray myself. I was trying to love my ex-husband very well. I thought always sacrificing meant that I was honoring God. Now, don't get me wrong, love does require sacrifice. Marriage required sacrifice and a lot of work. But somewhere along the way, I confused sacrifice with self-erasure. And those things are not synonymous. God never asked me to become less of who He made me to be in order to keep somebody else comfortable. Healthy love makes room for both people to flourish. It doesn't require one person to shrink so the other can feel bigger. I wish somebody would have told me that earlier, because I spent a long time trying to become easier to love instead of asking whether the relationship was making it easier for me to become myself. I think back now, and it wasn't the big moments that changed me. It was all the tiny decisions. Choosing silence instead of honesty, ignoring my intuition, ignoring my nervous system, talking myself out of my own feelings, even on the wedding day, y'all. Making excuses for behavior that made me very uncomfortable. Every time I told myself, maybe I'm overreacting or maybe I'm expecting too much, I moved a little further away from myself. And here's something that I've learned. Your peace usually whispers before it screams. Your body notices things before your mind catches up. Sometimes your nervous system has already recognized what your heart is still trying to explain away. So what does healing actually look like? Honestly, it hasn't looked like becoming someone new. It's looked like remembering who I was before. Remembering that I actually really love to travel. Remembering that once upon a time, Chris actually really liked being around people. Chris was an extrovert once upon a time, but trauma response caused me to turn inward. Remembering that I love creating all the time. Remembering that I laugh the hardest at my own jokes. Like I got this one dad joke that I've made up and I think it's really funny. It's very dark. You know what? I'll say that for another time. Now is not the time. But seriously, healing has looked like asking myself questions I hadn't asked in years. Like, what do I enjoy? What makes me feel alive? What kind of people make me exhale? Who can I be around and my nervous system feel calm? What kind of environments make me feel like myself? What kind of environments make me feel inspired to create? That's actually where the crystal test came from. And if you don't know what that is, it's a new thing I'm rolling out as I'm on the Lover Girl tour, searching all of these different cities to see where it's safe for me to fall in love. But remember, it's not about rating cities. It's about asking the one question: how much did I feel like myself here? Because after you've spent years of losing yourself, that becomes one of the most important questions that you'll ever ask. So if you're watching this and somewhere along the way you started wondering where you went, I want to encourage you that you're not alone, and you're probably not as lost as you think you are. You're underneath the fear, underneath the people pleasing, underneath the survival mode, underneath all the versions of yourself that you created just to make it through. And healing isn't about becoming somebody else. It's about slowly coming home to the person that you were created to be before life convinced you to hide her or him or they, them. Yeah. That process takes time. It takes grace. It takes courage. But I promise you that you are worth finding. And maybe next week, instead of asking, who am I supposed to become? Ask yourself, what part of me is ready to come home? So let's keep building lives where we don't have to abandon ourselves to be loved. I love you. I'm rooting for you. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time.